Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Boxing at the Beach. We're at the Bay Oaks Recreation Center here in Fort Myers, Florida. And S.J.C. Boxing being brought to you by Jones Intercable on Channel 12, WBR 7. And we've got many sponsors tonight who are bringing these fights to you. Most of all, the Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee, 1-800-218-0007. They've got high-stakes bingo, gaming machines, a restaurant, lounge, poker. The Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee. Hardee's Restaurant, father and son, moving and storage. Gabriello's of New York, fine New York-style Italian dining. The Surf Club on Fort Myers Beach. New Country, 101.9 FM, CVI, Cablevision, and of course, Jones Intercable. My name's Charles Hidalgo, and I'll be joined a little later by Stephen J. Canton.
Remember playing the game of cowboys and Indians when you were a child? The games were always a lot of fun. The Seminole Indians invite you to play some grown-up games. The Great Seminole Indian Games. Fun games, not kid games, serious money games with a real chance to win. Poker, lightning bingo, high-stakes bingo, and other exciting games of chance. Come play the Great Seminole Indian Games at the new Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee.
Why did Hardee's make their mouth-watering original Frisco burger this month's sandwich of the month? Well, let's just say if you haven't tried grilled San Francisco-style sourdough, you haven't lived. Plus, there's something about a big burger with tomatoes, 2 strips of bacon, and 2 slices of Swiss cheese on grilled sourdough bread that always makes burger lovers stand up and take notice. Hardee's delicious original Frisco burger, the sandwich of the month. Big taste, little money, and that's what people want.
Right now, everyone please rise for the Star Spangled Banner. I'd like to turn the mic over to Anselin Willis.
Saturday night at the fights. 11 fights and 1 exhibition bout on tonight's card. Fine young amateur boxers from Cincinnati, Ohio, across Florida, and locally the S.J.C. Boxing Club here in Fort Myers. And as Steve said during the introduction, you may have heard, we're going to be giving away a trip for 2 to the Atlantic City Evander Holyfield Ray Mercer fight. And Hector Camacho is also going to be on that exciting card. It'll be a 3-day, 2-night stay at the Trump Regency Plaza sometime later tonight during our boxing event. From the Bay Oaks Recreation Center, I'm Charles Hidalgo, joined by Steve Canton. He'll be with us in a moment as we're about to begin the bout number 1. It's Billy Smith in the red corner from Cincinnati, Ohio. A 9-year-old weighing 64 pounds at 4 foot 5 inches tall. He's got 50.5-inch reach. In the blue corner, out of the SJC Boxing Club, Marcus Willis, an 8-year-old. He stands 4 foot 2 inches, weighs 60 pounds, and has a 50-inch reach. Marcus Willis, from Fort Myers, attends Edgewood Elementary School and is in 3rd grade. He's one of 3 boxing brothers on the SJC team. He won the state Silver Gloves medal unopposed in December of '94. His father, Larry Willis, is the coach for the SJC Boxing Club. Marcus is a running back on the Fort Myers Rebels Pop Warner football team as well. He scored 20 touchdowns in 11 games this past season, displaying his athletic diversity. His team record was 11-1. Marcus Willis in the blue corners with the very patriotic red, white, and blue Stars and Stripes American trunks, and in the red corner, wearing red with white trim, of course, is Billy Smith. Two boxers touch gloves in the middle of the ring. The referee for this first fight is Dennis DeBond from St. Petersburg, Florida. Our judges are Larry Steinborn, Mike Mills, and Jorge Rivera. Round 1 underway. They'll be boxing for a 1-minute round, I believe. Fine poise being shown by these fighters here early in round 1. A testament, no doubt, to the fine coaching abilities from both of these fighters.
And Charlie, we've got Marcus there in the Stars and Stripes trunks.
Looking very patriotic.
Yeah, this is his first bout, and the gentleman he's in there with is one of the top 9-year-olds probably in the country. He's got about 20 bouts under his belt already.
Yes, he was the Silver Glove champion in '94.
Yeah.
Larry Willis going right at Marcus Willis, going right at him.
Yeah. You're used to this. I think he more or less stumbled in that one, Charlie. I didn't see really a hard punch, but he had his back and saw him stumble just a little bit.
Perhaps referee Dick DeBond felt that Willis was just being outboxed there, a little overpowered. Too much. I agree with you, Steve. He seemed to be.
Father and son moving and storage, modern moving, old-fashioned care. Family owned and operated since 1908. Your valued possessions are stored in our modern, climate-controlled warehouses. No job is too big or too small. Same-day service and senior citizen discount. For local or long-distance moving, it's Father and Son Moving and Storage. Nobody beats our prices.
Nobody beats Father and Son.
Generations of delicious food and the sophistication of a New York atmosphere come together at Gabriello's. The many delicacies of Italy are now in Southwest Florida, waiting for you to enjoy. Authentic Italian cuisine, from tantalizing appetizers to scrumptious desserts and, of course, pasta of every kind. For lunch or dinner, Gabriello's is a dining experience from another world. Gabriello's of New York, minutes away from the Barbara B. Mann Theater, Fort Myers.
William Smith, the 9-year-old, is boxing out of the red corner from Cincinnati, Ohio. His boxing club is the Millvale Boxing Club. Perhaps getting the best of Marcus Willis in round number 1. At least the referee felt that as well. He's been boxing for 1 year. And William Smith attends High Note Elementary School in Cincinnati, Ohio. He's a football player as well. His favorite boxers are Riddick Bowe and Roy Jones. And like you said, Steve, he is a Silver Glove champion last year with a record of 13-7, I believe, versus Marcus Willis, who really, this is his first fight.
His first fight. Now, Marcus won the state Silver Gloves, but it was a walkover. He didn't get to box. Marcus is tough. He's doing a great job in there. Yeah, I might add, too, these boxers, the way it's judged, a standing eight or a knockdown is no more than a jab. And Marcus did a super job in that first round. That one time it was considered a standing eight count.
Are they boxing 1 minute or a minute?
These are minute rounds.
Minute rounds.
Minute rest for these for the 8 and 9-year-olds. Yes, Charlie. A lot of good action in there.
Very good. There's Willis being backed into the ropes. Takes a shot right to the face. He's perhaps stunned a little bit on that jab by Smith. There's a lunging left by Willis, missing. And the referee now spreads them apart, giving Willis a chance to catch his breath and look to his father on the side for a little more instruction.
That's the end of round 2.
Willis perhaps fears he might be in a little bit of trouble in this fight, perhaps losing the first 2 rounds. Now they've got a minute rest, and there's his father, Larry Willis, in this corner, giving him instruction.
Tonight is post office night.
While in the red corner, William Smith
enjoying the boxing on the beach.
getting his instruction from his trainer, Mazon Kemp.
I guess I should be spending more time.
Now, William Smith also has a brother that boxes, and his mother, he says, was a boxer at one time. Interesting. And speaking of young women boxers, we've got
also a thank you to Smitty's.
3 or 4 fights tonight where we'll feature young women boxers, aged 15 to 20, and you don't want to miss that. SJC Boxing on the Beach is being brought to you, of course, by the Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee and Gabriello's Italian Ristorante, New York-style dining in Fort Myers. Round 3 about to begin.
Charlie, we need to have a little more aggression from Marcus. Here we go with the round 3. We need to get more body work from Marcus. That's a good shot right there.
And there he is, knowing he's behind on points, he's trying to let it all go. He's getting inside on Smith, but Smith is much too poised and quick for Willis. But Marcus
is doing
an idea what he needs to do.
Yes, he's doing a very good job in his first bout. This other kid has got the experience of 20 bouts under his belt. Has a very good boxing program up there and is active. He's come a long ways and he's doing a good job. Marcus is doing great for his first bout, Charlie. He'll be
Absolutely.
a great fighter.
Of course, Smith does have a 3-inch height advantage and also has 4 pounds on Marcus, so there is a little bit of a size advantage there to the red corner.
Yeah, if Marcus would just get a little bit lower and work the body, he'd have a lot more success in there.
He's got to get inside, but I tell you, Smith is just too quick. There he's pounding Willis into the corner, and the referee is going to stop and give him a standing 8 count.
5, 6, 7,
Willis appears to be all okay. And they're back in the center ring, and the fight resumes here late in the 3rd round.
That's it. Great bout. Great bout.
Great fight, and I was impressed with the poise and determination of these 2 fine young amateur fighters. One 9, the other just 8 years old, with his first amateur boxing fight, his debut, so to speak, and he performed admirably. I don't believe the judges are going to give him the win, but Marcus Willis certainly deserves a hand for a job well done. He was just certainly outclassed by William Smith, who had far too much experience coming into this fight to really make it even. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors of tonight's fights, in addition to the Seminole Gaming Palace, Hardee's, Father and Son Moving and Storage, the Surf Club here on Fort Myers Beach, Jones Intercable Channel 12, New Country 101 FM, CVI Cablevision, and WBR, who will also be broadcasting the SJC Boxing Saturday night at the fights.
Remember playing the game of cowboys and Indians when you were a child? The games were always a lot of fun. Now the Seminole Indians invite you to play some grown-up games. The great Seminole Indian games like real poker, fast-moving 7-card stud, or Texas Hold'em, $10 pot limit games. It's the only game in town. So come play the great Seminole Indian games at the new Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee.
Welcome back to SJC Boxing Saturday night at the fights. Let's get ready to rumble for bouts number 2. We've got Rodney Owensby out of the Millvale Boxing Club in Cincinnati, Ohio versus Everett White Jr. out of the SJC Boxing Club in Fort Myers. Everett White, I should say, attends Colonial Elementary School, and he'll be boxing out of the blue corner. And in the red corner, it's Rodney Owensby. Taking a look at the tail of the tape, Owensby is 3-2 on his record, stands 4 foot 5 inches tall, weighs 67 pounds, and has a 53-inch reach. In the blue corner, it's Everald White. He's 9 years old, hasn't boxed yet. This is his ring debut. Is 4 foot 10 inches tall, weighs 71 pounds, and has a 56-inch reach, a 3-inch reach advantage for Everald White. In the blue corner, boxing out of the SJC Boxing Club, and again wearing the red, white, and blue patriotic trunks.
Owensby is a southpaw there.
The two fighters tied up in the red corner, and the ring referee once again breaking them up. And the action fast and furious here early in the first round. Dennis DeBon, the ring referee, keeping a good eye on these two young amateur boxers.
Good jab right there a little bit ago by Everald White.
There's a tie-up. You'll know it'll be warned for that one.
People in the gym call Everald Pitt, is what he goes by. And he's a tough kid, first time in the ring.
Owensby throwing some feints, and Everald White just landed a fine left jab to the face of Owensby. Owensby looks like he's in trouble, kind of throwing punches, but not landing any more of a defensive tactic to try and keep White at bay.
White's doing a good job in there. Kid from Ohio has got a lot of experience.
He's doing a great job. I would say he'd be ahead early in this first round.
Yes, he is.
Seems to have a bit of a height advantage visually, although, well, it is. It's 5 inches in height. He has an advantage over Owensby. Now they go to the neutral corner, and the referee, Dennis DeBon, taking a look.
I believe the boxer's got a cut.
At Owensby.
And they're taking a look at him. Owensby is cut. Dr. Tufariello is taking a look at him, make sure he's okay.
Dr. Dan Tufariello. He comes all the way over here to help out on these fights. From where, Steve?
Punta Gorda, Charlie.
Punta Gorda.
And it appears that the fighter has injured his elbow, is what it is.
He is showing some attention to that forearm area.
Yeah, it looks like his elbow. Maybe he overextended it, which is a painful injury. What you've got to do, Charlie, is you step in with your punches and you prevent yourself from overextending. Sometimes if you have a tendency to keep your feet back and you punch and you overextend, you lean and you lunge too far, that's when you can hurt the elbow. And a lot of these boxers, you have to be taught to step in with your punches. And when you step in, you prevent the possibility of overextension.
I see.
It is a very painful injury.
So the referee, DeBon, now going to have to make a decision as to whether this fight can continue. And there he
just stopped,
letting the judges know.
They just stopped the bout. And the winner from the SJC Boxing Club in his debut, Charlie, Everald Pitt White.
Everald White winning his ring debut. And he was by far the superior boxer in the second bout of the evening. So the two boxers go to their corners and they'll take the gloves off, and we'll be back with more boxing at the SJC Boxing Club right after these words from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Carson.
And I'm Kayla.
We get you going in the morning on New Country 101.9 radio.
You know, the 20 in a row station.
Listen and win during our Power Punch contest, featuring 10 free pay-per-view fight giveaways for the May 6th Oscar de la Hoya Rafael Ruelas Championship fight. Available on Jones Intercable and Cablevision Industries.
For contest details, listen to New Country 101.9 and be a winner.
The Surf Club on Fort Myers Beach is proud to be a sponsor of SJC Boxing and welcomes all of the out-of-town boxers and visitors to Fort Myers Beach and the Bay Oaks Recreation Center. We at the Surf Club support SJC Boxing in their efforts to give all these young men guidance, direction, support, and encouragement. We firmly believe that the future lies directly in the hands of our youth. The Surf Club, 1204 Estero Boulevard, Fort Myers Beach.
Saturday night at the Fights continues on WBR7 and Jones Intercable Channel 12. Bout number 3 on this card tonight features another SJC boxer, Wilbert Walmart versus Mike Berto.
He's 12 years of age, weighing at 102.
Wilbert Walmart, born in New York but spent most of his life in Puerto Rico. He'll be boxing out of the blue corner. Recently moved to Fort Myers, where he's a 6th grader at Fort Myers Middle School. His favorite boxers are Michael Carvajal and Julio Cesar Chavez. He wants to be a policeman when he grows up. Speaks little English. I had a problem talking to him today, but seemed like a nice young man. He also likes George Foreman. Everybody likes Big Daddy Foreman. He's one of those big, lovable guys who is very good at his craft. Born in Boston, Massachusetts, Wilbert Walmart lost his last fight. We broadcast on the SJC Boxing Saturday Night Fight.
Charlie, he's been working very hard in the gym. He's fighting against someone who is a pretty good boxer.
He has lost a lot of weight since we last got an eye on him. He's definitely trimmed down. He seems to have grown as well.
Yeah, there he is, hanging in there.
But Mike Bartow getting a nice landing, a nice right to the face of Walmart.
I can see a big change in Walmart. He's a lot more aggressive, wants to box. He's doing a good job in there.
Yeah, his last fight was stopped early because he wasn't boxing hard enough.
But what happened, Charlie? He was in the ring. He lasted about 30 seconds. He was very, very nervous to get in the ring. He wanted to fight as soon as the fight was over last time. And here he is tonight, coming back.
He's sticking his head right in there, going right at him, but Mike Bartow coming right back. Mike Bartow boxing out of the red corner, wearing the blue shirt with red and blue shirt. He stops it again. Wow, Mike Bartow from Miami, Florida.
Bartow from Lakeland.
Yes, boxing. Well, he's born in Miami, Florida. He boxes out of the PAL Club, that's Police Athletic League in Winter Haven. Started boxing, well, about 5 or 6 years ago. He's only 11 years old. And he told me he likes boxing because he likes beating up people. That's what he said. He likes his favorite boxers are Tyson and Holyfield. Tyson, troubled youth that he was, he paid his dues, but he's still in the #1 heavyweight ranked contender, and still many of these young fighters I spoke with look up to Mike Tyson as a role model. Aside from his problems, they like the way he boxes, and he certainly was, when he was in his heyday, one of the best boxers around in his weight division, the heavyweight division. A lot of these fighters still like to look up to him, a lot of these young fighters. This was Mike Bartow's first fight to date. We had one fight. This was his second fight. He's now 2-0. Mike Bartow upping his record. And that was bout number 3, again stopped early due to Wilbert Walmart getting peppered with a flurry of punches, the speed of which his opponents are landing these punches are not being countered. So the fight was stopped early, and the referee now awarding the trophies to the appropriate corners. Everyone gets a trophy here, as everyone is a winner, just to participate in a fine sport in front of this fine crowd on hand tonight. There's about 300 people in attendance here at the Bay Oaks Recreation Center on Fort Myers Beach. A near capacity crowd, matter of fact, standing room only, if you will. They have a limited number of seats, and they're all filled, and many people lining the outside of the stadium. SJC Boxing continues on WBR and Jones Intercable Channel 12, being brought to you by New Country 101 FM, CBI Cablevision, and the Surf Club of Fort Myers Beach. We'll be back.
Why did Hardee's make their mouth-watering original Frisco burger this month's sandwich of the month? Well, let's just say if you haven't tried grilled San Francisco-style sourdough, you haven't lived. Plus, there's something about a big burger with tomatoes, 2 strips of bacon, and 2 slices of Swiss cheese on grilled sourdough bread that always makes burger lovers stand up and take notice. Hardee's delicious original Frisco burger, the sandwich of the month. Big taste, little money, and that's what people want.
Father and son moving and storage, modern moving, old-fashioned care. Family owned and operated since 1908. Your valued possessions are stored in our modern, climate-controlled warehouses. No job is too big or too small. Same-day service and senior citizen discount. For local or long-distance moving, it's Father and Son Moving and Storage. Nobody beats our prices.
Nobody beats Father and Son.
Welcome back to SJC Boxing Saturday Night at the Fights. I'm Charles Hidalgo, joined by Stephen J. Canton, pulling double duty once again as the ring announcer. You hear him in the background doing a fine job. It was him, Stephen Canton, who organized all this boxing and did a fine job getting this event together. He works tirelessly around the clock, literally, getting these fights organized and together. Up next, bout number 4. In the red corner, it's Stephen Warren, a man with a 12-10 record. He's 14 years old, stands 5'6" tall, weighs 88 pounds, and has a 61.5-inch reach. Steve Warren will be battling in the blue corner. Ben Williams out of the SJC Boxing Club, stands 5 foot 2 inches, weighs 93 pounds, and has a 62-inch reach. Ben Williams making his ring debut. His nickname given to him by Steve, Ben Hit, because he seems to have gotten hit early in his training. But fight early in round number 1. Steve, what can you tell me so far?
Well, it looks like we got another southpaw with Warren here from Cincinnati. They've got a lot of southpaws in that gym. And Ben's not had any work in the gym yet with southpaws. He's a good kid. He's got a good jab, but he's going to be a little bit settled down here. Get used to it. The punches are coming from the opposite angle.
Benjamin Williams, born in Naples, Florida. Only 14 years old, started boxing a year ago under your guidance at the SJC Boxing Club on Jackson Street. You know why he got started boxing? He told me because he got tired of being picked on and beat up at school.
Is that right? He's done a good job in the training. He's come a long ways. When he first started, they used to joke with him. They used to call him Ben Gone because he didn't come that often. Then he started coming regular, and then he became Ben Hit. But Ben's going to be a good boxer. He's learned a lot. This is his first time in the ring.
He's got 3 brothers, 3 sisters, a mother and a dad, and he's the only one in his family who boxes. Also likes to play baseball. Favorite boxers are Tyson and Foreman, and he aspires, Benjamin Williams, to be an engineer when he grows up. Considers his strengths to be his right and left jab, his weakness, his uppercut. He's fighting, of course, the Cincinnati, Ohio boxer in the red trunks.
Right, he needs to do some body work to slow this guy down. Boxer from Ohio is open to the body. Ben should be dropping that right hand underneath, left hooks underneath.
Stephen Warren.
That'll come with experience. There it is, end of round 1.
Warren perhaps getting the edge in round number 1.
Great round 1.
Didn't get a chance to talk to Steve Warren as he's one of the late arrivals from Cincinnati, Ohio. Many of these boxers travel under their own transportation to make it here, all the way to this beautiful venue on Fort Myers Beach in Fort Myers Beach, Florida. I'd like to take this moment to thank one of our major sponsors of tonight's boxing event, the Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee. If you're into high-stakes bingo, gaming machines, restaurant, lounge, poker, I mean, entertainment, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're looking for something to do. Got the blues? Win some green at the Seminole Gaming Palace. Dial 1-800-218-0007. Also like to thank Hardee's, Father and Son Moving and Storage, and Gabriello's of New York, Italian dining right here in Fort Myers. So they're going to bring the fighters into the ring to give them their trophies. Or correction, round number 2 about to get underway. In the battle between Steve Warren in the red corner and red trunks versus Ben Williams in the white. Williams swinging and missing, but jab straight away. Steve Warren showing some good footwork coming in. And again, the boxers each exchanging jabs, but none of the blows are being landed.
And what's happening here, Charlie, is Warren is in and then back out. And Ben is a little bit short with his punches. What he needs to do is when Warren comes in, if he drop down, throw the left hook and right hand to the body, catch him on the way in. Instead, what he's doing is he's trying to make him miss his jab and then come back. And by that time, Warren's gone.
The referee for this bout, Steve, is now Frank Inzano out of Miami, Florida. He has replaced Dennis DeBon and will be the announcer for this fight, the referee for this fight.
There was a good little sequence there by Williams, but he pulled off. He had the advantage momentarily and pulled back. If he can just get in and make a brawl of it and keep firing, he'd have a better chance right now. Warren appears to be just a little bit tired.
Williams looks kind of loose, showing perhaps the effects of a little nervousness early in their careers. When you're nervous, you have a tendency to get tired a little bit earlier than you normally would get.
Right.
And as you mature and become older,
Williams is doing real good.
The confidence and what it takes to stay in the ring for 2-3 minutes and fight.
Now see, Williams is having some success when he traps Warren and lets the hands go. Warren had to get out of there in a hurry. But what he has to do is keep that pressure up and there he goes again on the attack. That's what he needs to do. Get back into this bout.
Warren landing a punch to the side of Williams' head.
End of round 2.
End round 2, Steve. We're still in the 1-minute rounds here, and they will get 1 minute rest in between, as these are junior Olympic boxers, and they're using 10-ounce gloves. Most of these kids are under 156 pounds, and we're seeing a battle of, well, Steve Warren, who weighs 88, versus Ben Williams, who weighs 93. You're watching SJC Boxing from the Bay Oaks Recreation Center, being brought to you in part by the Surf Club of Fort Myers Beach, Jones Intercable Channel 12, New Country 101 FM, CBI, and WBR7, who will also be broadcasting this over their public broadcast channels.
Right here in Southwest Florida on the Seminole Indian Reservation in Immokalee, people are playing the great Seminole Indian games day and night. Games that turn money into more money, and they love it. Popular poker, lightning games, high-stakes bingo, and other exciting games of chance. A great place to win money and friends 7 days a week. So come to the new Seminole Gaming Palace and discover the new something exciting to do on County Road 846, 1 mile south of Immokalee.
Generations of delicious food and the sophistication of a New York atmosphere come together at Gabriello's. The many delicacies of Italy are now in Southwest Florida, waiting for you to enjoy. Authentic Italian cuisine, from tantalizing appetizers to scrumptious desserts, and, of course, pasta of every kind. For lunch or dinner, Gabriello's is a dining experience from another world. Gabriello's of New York, minutes away from the Barbara B. Mann Theater, Fort Myers.
Ben Hit Williams out of the Fort Myers Boxing Club considers his strength to be his right and left jab. His weakness is his uppercut. And there in the corner you see Larry Willis giving Benjamin Williams some instruction on what it takes for him to pull off a win. Another win perhaps for the SJC Boxing Club. Well, actually they've won one of 3 fights so far this evening, and this being the 4th fight, featuring yet another SJC boxer in Ben Williams. Stephen Warren in the red trunks, round 3 underway. And Williams looking all of a sudden reinvigorated. He seemed to have gotten some good instruction from his corner, and he's coming right at Warren, being the aggressor so far here early in round 3. The referee Inzano separates the two, and the two fighters exchange jabs. Williams backing up Warren, and then they take it back into the center of the ring.
Yeah, Williams really needs to put the pressure on to pull his bout out. That's what he needs to do right there. Warren spun him around real nice, trying to get his distance, showing his experience in there.
Warren pushing Willis into the ropes. Williams, excuse me. Now Williams lunging, takes a right on the side of the head, which knocks him off balance. Yes, Warren is showing a little bit more poise, perhaps from the experience he gained early in his career. As a 12-10 boxer, he's fighting Ben Williams, who this is his ring debut.
That's right.
Is showing his inexperience.
Warren has 22 bouts under his belt, first time for Williams. He's doing a good job. He's going to be a good boxer.
Williams is shown to be a good study as well. He's taking tips from his corner well, and each round you see a little bit more development as a boxer. He's improved with each round.
That's right.
But he takes a shot there, a left and a right from Warren to the face.
That's it. Great bout.
Great bout. First time in the ring for Ben Williams.
Fine bout there, but I don't think it was enough of a flurry in the 3rd round by Williams to overcome Steve Warren. I'd have to give the edge here to Warren, the boxer out of Cincinnati, Ohio, who came into the bout, of course, with a 4-inch height advantage. Although he weighs a little bit less than Williams, by a few pounds, he used that height advantage and speed advantage as well to perhaps take this bout from Williams. But the judges, who are seated on the outside three sides of the ring, Larry Steinborn, Mike Mills, and Jorge Rivera, will score this bout, hand their decision to to Frank Inzano, the referee, and then they'll come to the center of the ring, and the winner of the bout will be announced. You're watching SJC Boxing here, coming to you from the Bay Oaks Recreation Center on beautiful Fort Myers Beach.
The Surf Club on Fort Myers Beach is proud to be a sponsor of SJC Boxing and welcomes all of the out-of-town boxers and visitors to Fort Myers Beach and the Bay Oaks Recreation Center. We at the Surf Club support SJC Boxing in their efforts to give all these young men guidance, direction, support, and encouragement. We firmly believe that the future lies directly in the hands of our youth. The Surf Club, 1204 Estero Boulevard, Fort Myers Beach. Let's face it, There's nothing you can do with money that's as exciting as turning it into more money. So the Seminole Gaming Palace invites you to play real stud poker and hold'em poker, fast-moving $10 pot limit poker, 7 days a week. It's the only poker game in town. So if you're looking for something new and exciting, nothing can touch poker at the new Seminole Gaming Palace, County Road 846, 1 mile south of Immokalee.
Saturday night at the fights continues. I'm Charles Hidalgo, joined by Stephen Canton from the SJC Boxing Club venue here at the Bay Oaks Recreation Center on Fort Myers Beach. We're ready to bring you bout number 5 on the card. It's Scott Sloan in the red corner versus David Estrada in the blue. Taking a look at the tail of the tape, Scott Sloan, a 15-year-old boxer, is 5'10", weighs 145 pounds, has a 69-inch reach, and a 2-3 win-loss record. First, David Estrada out of the Police Athletic League in Hollywood, Florida. David Estrada is 15 years old, weighs 142 pounds, stands 5'8" tall, and has a reach of 69 inches. Round 1 underway in this junior Olympic bout. They'll be boxing a 1.5 rounds. Fighters come at each other fast and furious. Round 1 underway.
This figures to be a good bout, Charlie. David Estrada is a good boxer. We've seen him here before. He fought last night in Hialeah, won his bout there. Sloan, a good boxer from the great Cincinnati team. I was anxious waiting for this bout to take place.
Estrada with a white shirt, blue trunks. Sloan wearing the purple shirt with the black shorts.
Good jab by Estrada. He's a strong puncher.
Estrada landing some solid left jabs here early in round 1.
He's also working the body real well.
He's got Sloan backed up against the ropes. And the referee's gonna perhaps stop the fight right there. He stopped the fight because Estrada was just overpowering Sloan, giving him a standing 8 count. Sloan looks to be okay, and the fight will continue.
And good corner work from Estrada. Giving him hand signals between that standing 8 count, during that standing 8 count.
Estrada using a combination of skills and tactics to take perhaps the lead here in round 1.
Sloan, a lot of heart, good boxer himself. Great left hook right there by Estrada. He's doing too much body work. His corner wants him to work a little more on the body. He's doing too much head work.
Sloan's got to find a way to counter these combinations being delivered. Now with rapidity in the corner. And again, the referee stopped the fight because it was being dominated for a moment by Estrada. They try and keep the sport safe, Steve, so no one gets hurt.
That's right.
And it's fair.
And Charlie, according to rules, if there is one more standing 8 count, the bout will be stopped. So Estrada's going to go after him and try to take him out in this round. The round is winding down. These are 2-minute rounds.
Looks to be a little bit of blood coming from the lip of Scott Sloan as he's now backed up against the ropes and receives a left jab to the jaw.
Estrada is doing a great job with his hooks, working that body and head.
Estrada using that footwork now to get on the inside and do some
Sloan can just get off the rope.
Now the head of Sloan snaps back.
That's the end of the bout.
That's right, Steve.
What will happen is the formality is he gets the standing 8 count. At the immediate conclusion of the 8 count, the bout will be stopped. Estrada will be declared the victor. There it is right there. RSC, second round. Great.
David Estrada out of Hollywood, Florida, the winner of bout number 5 on a decisive, overpowering matchup against Scott Sloan. So David Estrada will up his record to 7-1. Scott Sloan will fall to 2-4. You're watching SJC Boxing from the Bay Oaks Recreation Center on Fort Myers Beach, being brought to you by the Seminole Gaming Palace, Hardee's, Father and Son Moving and Storage, Gabriello's of New York Italian Restaurant. We'll be back with more right after these words.
Why did Hardee's make their mouth-watering original Frisco burger this month's sandwich of the month? Well, let's just say if you haven't tried grilled San Francisco-style sourdough, you haven't lived. Plus, there's something about a big burger with tomatoes, 2 strips of bacon, and 2 slices of Swiss cheese on grilled sourdough bread that always makes burger lovers stand up and take notice. Hardee's delicious original Frisco burger, the sandwich of the month. Big taste, little money, and that's what people want.
Hi, I'm Carson.
And I'm Kayla.
We get you going in the morning on New Country, 101.9 radio.
You know, the 20 in a row station.
Listen and win during our Power Punch contest, featuring 10 free pay-per-view fight giveaways for the May 6th Oscar de la Hoya Rafael Ruelas Championship fight. Available on Jones Intercable and Cablevision Industries.
For contest details, listen to New Country 101.9 and be a winner.
Saturday night at the Fights continues here at the Bayers Recreation Center. David Estrada winning decisively over Scott Sloan in a dominating one-round bout. We're going to have a short intermission here at the Bayeux Recreation Center, and when we return, we'll feature 4 more fights, 3 of which will be performed by young women, which is something I've never had the pleasure to watch, but we're all going to get a chance to see some young women aged between 14 and 17 go at it with one another. But before that, it'll be a fight between James Simpkins and Larry Willis. It'll be an exhibition sparring bout. And that'll be the first fight we'll come to after this intermission. SJC Boxing, Saturday night at the Fights, being brought to you by the Surf Club of Fort Myers Beach, Jones Intercable Channel 12, New Country 101 FM, CBI Cablevision, WBR 7, and, of course, Jones Intercable Channel 12.
Generations of delicious food and the sophistication of a New York atmosphere come together at Gabriello's. The many delicacies of Italy are now in Southwest Florida, waiting for you to enjoy. Authentic Italian cuisine, from tantalizing appetizers to scrumptious desserts and, of course, pasta of every kind. For lunch or dinner, Gabriello's is a dining experience from another world. Gabriello's of New York, minutes away from the Barbara B. Mann Theater, Fort Myers.
Seminole Bingo, here we come!
Mom, look, you only need 2 more numbers.
Why, here we come.
I-22.
Yes!
G47, G47, G47,
G47.
Bingo!
Seminole Bingo, where people win thousands all day long.
So, Mom, when are we going to Hawaii?
What do you mean we?
Felix Camacho, come on down, Felix Camacho. Terry Kemp, come on down here, Terry Kemp. David Armstrong. Martin Santos, come on down here. Felix Camacho, here's Terry Kemp. David Diamond D. Armstrong. Martin Santos. These gentlemen right here all have something in common. They're professional boxers from the area. Felix Camacho, you've seen many times before. Felix Showtime Camacho fought unsuccessfully a few months ago for the IBF World Featherweight title. He's going to get back in the title hunt and be a world champion once again. He was the former WBO Featherweight Champion of the world. Not only is he a great boxer, but he is a great help to us in the boxing program and the kids. You always see him at the shows here. You see him at the gym each night working with the kids. Felix Showtime Camacho. Terry Kemp, former great pro fighter, fought Julian Solis, world champion, fought many of the top contenders through the years. He's been out of boxing 9 years and has decided to come back. He's been in heavy training for the last 6 weeks at the SJC Boxing Club for his ring comeback. Terry Kemp. By the way, Terry has been very helpful also to our youngsters. We're very proud of having him in the gym. And Terry wanted you to know that he is here tonight on his birthday. He said he'd rather celebrate his birthday with all you fine folks out here. Let's hear it for Terry Kemp on his birthday. David Diamond D. Armstrong, you saw many times in the amateurs right here, one of the top amateur boxers in the world. He turned pro out in the Bahamas, won his pro debut. He is in heavy training right now. He will be fighting June 2nd up in St. Petersburg on that pro show up there. Diamond D, great help in the gym, great boxer. He wants to have a bunch of people from this area follow him to St. Petersburg, so he's not fighting the guy up there in his hometown. He's going to feel like Diamond D's hometown, so let's support him. That is Friday, the 2nd of June in St. Petersburg. For information about the bout, stop by the gym or call me at 334-2105. Diamond D is going to be a very successful pro. We brought Martin Santos fresh back in the area from Las Vegas. He trained with the Richard Steele boxing gym out there in Las Vegas. He will be turning pro, training right now with us for his pro debut. He was a multi-time state champion as an amateur. Martin Santos, all pros from our gym. If you listen up with the news, you'll hear very soon a big major announcement coming up on professional boxing. We'll be working with pros every other month like we do the amateurs for our pro team. And you'll notice that the pros support the amateurs and the amateurs support the pros. We all work together great. I want to bring one more quick gentleman in here. I saw out there in the audience, he doesn't know that I saw him, but come on in here. Eric Alexander. Eric Alexander, come on in the ring. Over hiding in the corner with his former teammates. Eric Alexander was the national champion from the SJC Boxing Club at 119 pounds a little over a year ago. Eric now weighs 172 pounds. He's a football star in high school. After his high school career is over in football, he's going to come back to boxing and be a professional world champion. Eric Alexander, former national champion of the SJC Boxing Club, here rooting for his former teammates. Okay, don't forget we've got the door prizes coming up on the next short intermission. Right now we're going to get a bout. I want to bring in the ring our next bout, Jimmy Simpkins and Larry Willis Jr. A very quick preview about the bout. Jimmy Simpkins is the first boxer from Fort Myers Beach in our gym. He started with us a few weeks ago, training very hard. He's going to be an excellent boxer. We don't have anyone as yet for him to box because he is new. We want to make sure he starts his career properly. So as a big favor to us and the fans and the Jimmy, Coach Larry Willis' son, Larry Willis Jr., who is a four-time state champion, is going to come in here. We're going to spar 3 2-minute rounds just to show Jimmy an opportunity to perform for you and show what he's learned in his short time with us. You'll see him in a real bout coming up. So we're going to get on with that in our 3 women boxers.
Saturday night at the Fights continues on Jones Intercable Channel 12 and WBR 7. I'm Charles Hidalgo, joined by Stephen Canton. Welcome back to another bout of fights coming up. James Simpkins versus Larry Willis in an exhibition match. One of these boxers is inexperienced and therefore fighting one of his fellow club members, a more experienced boxer, Larry Willis Jr. He'll be boxing in the blue corner. In the white corner, we'll be taking a look at the ring debut of James Simpkins. Both 15-year-old fighters. James Simpkins weighs 169 pounds. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Simpkins at 169. He's 5'11" and has a 73.5-inch reach. 15-year-old Larry Willis Jr. stands 5'6" tall, weighs 162 pounds, and has a reach of 70 inches. So although James Simpkins does have 7 inches in height advantage, he lacks the experience. So it should be a good, healthy fight to watch. 3 2-minute rounds is what these 2 fighters will be going for. James Simpkins was born in North Beach, Maryland, and now resides on Fort Myers Beach. So he's actually performing in front of his hometown crowd. Attends Cypress Lake High School and got into boxing because he liked to watch it on TV. But James Simpkins, or Jim Simpkins, you could say, also plays football and baseball. His favorite boxers are Tyson and Foreman. Round 1 underway. The first fight for Simpkins. Simpkins in black, Willis with the white shirt and blue trunks.
Right, it takes a lot of work to make these guys into good boxers, Charlie. Simpkins has been with us a few weeks. He's been working very hard. He's picked up a decent jab, and he's going to be here. He wanted to perform in front of his crowd for the first time. He's from Fort Myers Beach. We're proud to have him with us. And given time and the hard work he's doing, he'll become a good boxer. He's in there with Coach Larry Willis, his son, Larry Willis Jr. Larry's a former 4-time state champion. He's no slouch. He's a great boxer. and they work together in the gym and help each other out, so we're very proud to present this bout this evening.
Steve, given the fact that this is an exhibition match, and Larry Willis does have a lot of more experience, has he been instructed to do anything less than he normally would do in a fight?
Most definitely, Charlie. What he's doing, he's working with James. He's not loading up on his punches or putting combinations together. He's just moving around the ring and letting James do some work like they do in the gym. In other words, what he's doing is he's doing a gym workout, but they're doing it publicly to give James the experience of performing in front of a live crowd, which is very beneficial to him, and he has an opportunity to perform for the fans out here.
James Simpkins, wearing the black uniform, boxing out of the red corner, has aspirations to become a professional fighter. He's boxing Larry Willis, the, as you said, son of his coach and the primary coach for the SJC Boxing Club, as well as you. He's in 10th grade at Fort Myers High School and is in an honors program for gifted students. He hopes to attend Florida State University in the field of medicine. Larry Willis Jr. was born and raised in Fort Myers. Also plays varsity football as an inside linebacker and offensive guard. His favorite boxer, beside his dad, of course, was Muhammad Ali.
And he's one of 3 boxing Willis brothers. Marcus Willis, who we saw earlier in his debut, and we've got Quentin Willis, who had no opponent for him tonight. Quentin is also a successful boxer.
Was Quentin at the weigh-ins?
He has a little bit of a medical problem that they wouldn't pass the physical today because of infection.
Well, 3 fine young amateur boxers. I'm sure his father is very proud of him. That's the end of round 1 of this exhibition match between James Simpkins and Larry Willis Jr. Round 2 is going to get underway after these 2 amateurs get a short break. Right now they're in their respective corners getting instruction from their seconds. Stay tuned, because right after this fight we've got 3 young women, actually 6 young women, and 3 matchups between these 6 young women. And following those 3 bouts, we're going to have a giveaway where we'll pick a winner for the Evander Holyfield-Ray Mercer fight in Atlantic City. That's right, Jones Intercable, as well as many sponsors will be, we'll get to those names later too, you won't want to forget our sponsors. We'll be bringing 2 people drawn at random to watch Evander Holyfield's return to the ring in Atlantic City next week. It'll be a 3-day, 2-night stay at the Trump Regency Plaza. There's a few hundred people here tonight, and they'll all be eligible to win as well if they can get their name in the drawing. Round 2 underway. And Simpkins starts out quite aggressive, dancing around the ring, forcing Willis back. Willis just keeping him at bay with a series of combinations, while Simpkins trying to land that jab with that long reach advantage he possesses. Simpkins now feeling his way around the ring, as well as trying to get a feel for what's going to happen in this fight. There's some slow punches there being landed by Simpkins. Willis comes in with a tactical combination of his own. You notice that Willis, having about 7 inches a height disadvantage, is getting low, Steve, and he's actually boxing upward, coming up and in on the taller opponent. James Simpkins landing long and lumbering parries with his left, followed by a quick combination by Willis. And that ends round 2.
Remember playing the game of cowboys and Indians when you were a child? The games were always a lot of fun. The Seminole Indians invite you to play some grown-up games. The great Seminole Indian games. Fun games, not kid games. Serious money games with a real chance to win. Poker, lightning bingo, high-stakes bingo, and other exciting games of chance. Come play the great Seminole Indian games at the new Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee.
The Surf Club on Fort Myers Beach is proud to be a sponsor of SJC Boxing and welcomes all of the out-of-town boxers and visitors to Fort Myers Beach and the Bay Oaks Recreation Center. We at the Surf Club support SJC Boxing in their efforts to give all these young men guidance, direction, support, and encouragement. We firmly believe that the future lies directly in the hands of our youth. The Surf Club, 1204 Estero Boulevard, Fort Myers Beach.
The boxers now in the corners getting instruction from their seconds, taking a breather. And again, this is just an exhibition or a sparring match between two SJC boxers. Larry Willis, a much experienced fighter, wants to grow up and be a surgeon. So he's very astute academically in the classroom and knows his way around the ring as well. Simpkins, who wants to turn pro in his first fight ever.
Okay, they got, what, about a little over a minute change to go in this exhibition here, Charlie.
That's right, Steve.
And it's going to be a good experience for Jimmy Simpkins because, as I said, he's never done this in front of a crowd especially. He's new to boxing, and this will help him tremendously when he gets in the gym more and learns a lot more. By the time he makes his debut, he would have done it one time.
Well, Steve, you put these boxers through a pretty vigorous workout program that keeps them going, was it 2.5 hour workout 5 days a week? Complete with running, jumping rope, working on the heavy bag, sparring, push-ups, sit-ups, and other conditioning activities. Steve, where do you design your boxing program? What do you mold it after? Your experience, or was it something that you learned?
No, it's basically experience, Charlie, all the years of doing it with all of the boxers in various states. And you learn and listen to other people in the business, and you always try to improve. And a combination of talking to people and being around it, you put a program together, and it seems to be working very well.
Did you have anything to do with the fact that Larry Willis is in the honors program? Is that part of your mental conditioning program?
That's basically his own family. He's got super people with his father and his mother, Ansel, who does a great job in Star Spangled Banner. Yes, my success is surrounding myself with people who are good.
And Larry Willis is great. Now, I understand the SJC Boxing Club is also having problems with their location at the Jackson Street facility.
Yes, we are.
What's going to happen with that?
We have got to find another home for these kids in a hurry. We've got to be out by the 1st of June. And we are now working very hard to find another location to move to. Last week, we trained 97 youngsters in that gym. We trained 75 the week before. That's the end of that bout, Charlie. And they're not going to have a home if we don't find another location. So that's what we're working hard right now.
Working hard on any leads?
We do have some leads. We'll follow up this week, but if anyone has a building out there, call me at 334-2105.
334-2105, the number to call. Stephen J. Canton, the founder and man who runs the SJC Boxing Club. You're watching Saturday Night at the Fights, being brought to you by the Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee. High stakes, gambling, bingo, gaming machines, a little bit of Atlantic City and Las Vegas mixed in with the Seminole type atmosphere in Immokalee. Call 1-800-218-0007. Saturday Night at the Fight's also being brought to you by Hardee's. Everyone's been to Hardee's for great hamburgers, fries, shakes. Father and son moving and storage. Nobody beats father and son. Nobody.
Father and son moving and storage, modern moving, old-fashioned care. Family owned and operated since 1908. Your valued possessions are stored in our modern, climate-controlled warehouses. No job is too big or too small. Same-day service and senior citizen discount. For local or long-distance moving, it's Father and Son Moving and Storage. Nobody beats our prices.
Nobody beats Father and Son.
Generations of delicious food and the sophistication of a New York atmosphere come together at Gabriello's. The many delicacies of Italy are now in Southwest Florida, waiting for you to enjoy. Authentic Italian cuisine, from tantalizing appetizers to scrumptious desserts and, of course, pasta of every kind. For lunch or dinner, Gabriello's is a dining experience from another world. Gabriello's of New York, minutes away from the Barbara B. Mann Theater, Fort Myers.
Welcome back. Saturday Night at the Fights continues from the Bay Oaks Recreation Center on Fort Myers Beach. SJC Boxing,
In the red corner,
featuring these lovely ladies, a 14-year-old and a 13-year-old. The ladies are going to get their chance to box. Boxing out of the red corner, it's Irish Jackson. And in the blue corner, it is Kiana Ginyard. Taking a look at the tail of the tape of these two young ladies. 14-year-old Irish Jackson, boxing out of the Cincinnati, Ohio Millvale Boxing Club, has a 3-5 record. At 14 years old, stands 5'5" tall, weighs 112 pounds. Kiana Ginyard, also boxing out of the Millvale Boxing Club in Cincinnati, Ohio, is 5'5" tall, weighs 112 pounds. You couldn't have two more perfectly matched boxers pound for pound, and inch for inch. These two boxers are spitting images of one another. Irish Jackson with a 3-5 record. Kiana Ginyard is 12-4. Ginyard in the purple, Jackson in the white. I believe that's true. And the action fast and furious here in round one. Steve, are these girls wearing the 10-ounce gloves as well?
Yes, they are, Charlie. They got 10-ounce gloves. They got the chest protector on. They have a lot of experience for youngsters. They're good boxers. And the interesting thing about this, Charlie, is there's not too many female boxers in the country. And they travel with the team and they box among themselves throughout the whole country. And they learn and they do a good job in there. Surprising to see the skill for the females.
Have you followed female boxing?
Not at all, Charlie. This is my first time watching it, as yours, and as it is here, the first time in the state of Florida.
I'm with you there.
Amateur female boxers. Now, by the way, there is a great professional female boxer that lives in Orlando, Christy Martin. And she has fought here and Punta Gorda professionally, and she's fought in Las Vegas. And she's a coach for the amateur team, but this is the first time we've had actually female boxers in the state of Florida.
You wonder what age a female actually starts boxing and what age they stop. I don't think their career span is very long, and there's not much of a future as far as a professional female boxing career.
At this stage of the game, you're probably right, Charlie. There's not that much. There are a few pros. They do a good job, and they are pretty good boxers. Some of them. There we go with the round one.
But what a great way to exercise. And I do correct myself. In the white, it's Kiana Ginyard, and in the purple, it's Irish Jackson. Let's take a look at these two young boxers. Again, both boxing out of the Millvale Gym in Cincinnati, Ohio. Both coached by Mazon Kemp. And both started out boxing at an early age, about a year ago. Kiana Ginyard attends, she says, Potter School. She became involved in boxing because her 15-year-old brother boxes, and you know how siblings are, sometimes can't let the other get the edge on. She's a member of a family of three. I guess they have their father, the mother, and three brothers and sisters. She's the only one in her family who boxes. Kiana Ginyard also likes to play basketball. Her favorite boxer is Mike Tyson. And she aspires to be a dancer someday. So this boxing is a great way to get those. How would you like to become a professional boxer, I asked her. She said yes. Describe your best fight to date. And she said it was against a girl named Camellia, who was 11-4 and 20 years old. And she said she beat her real good. Kiana Ginyard in the white, and Irish Jackson. A little bit about her. She was born in Alabama and attends Gamble Middle School in Cincinnati, Ohio in the 8th grade. Became involved in the sport because Coach Kemp asked her to do so, and she said sure, she'll give it a try. She also likes basketball and dancing. Her favorite boxers are Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. And when she grows up, someday she'd like to be a nurse and perhaps take a stab at professional boxing. And considered her strengths to be her hooks and her bobbing and weaving. Irish Jackson in the purple, boxing out of the red corner. The referee in this bout is Dennis DeBon, or it looks like Vic Iwasaki, though. Although DeBon is on the card, is on the list of being the boxer. The referee's supposed to be in there. Taking a look at these two young fighters now. They're going at one another. Kind of sloppily, but again, I'm kind of biting my tongue here as I've never actually watched two young women box, but they're doing a fine job. If you're watching SJC Boxing at the beach and I'd like to find some time to take this time to thank Hardee's, Father and Son Living and Storage, Gabriello's of New York for sponsoring these boxing matches. And don't forget, we're going to be drawing a winner for a trip to Atlantic City to watch the Evander Holyfield-Ray Mercer fight. Hector Camacho will be there as well for a 3-day, 2-night stay at the Trump Regency Plaza and 2 tickets to watch the Evander Holyfield-Ray Mercer matchup. We'll have the winner drawn from a hat or a box or whatever
A special thank you to
in a couple fights or so.
coming up here from Miami for refereeing tonight, and for Roy Carlson for allowing him to do it. Thank you, Frank Inzano, referee from the Blue Booth. Seconds out.
Round 3 about to get underway. That's Vic Dwysocki in the ring, is that right?
Yes, it is.
And he'll be
This is our last round for these girls.
Round 3.
And these are 1 minute, 30-second rounds.
Yes, they are, Charlie. 1.5 rounds.
Jackson in purple, Ginyard in white. Jackson leading with the left. Ginyard dancing around up against the ropes, moving around the ring quite nicely. Now leads with a right and a left in a combination that lands a blow to the face of Jackson, and perhaps enough for referee Vic Dwysocki to stop the fight momentarily and give a standing 8 count. Jackson appears to be okay. Now stands flat-footed as Ginyard lunges right out with a left and connects. Ginyard now with a right and a left combination. Right, left, backing, snapping the head of Jackson back. And now Jackson's starting to retaliate. But I think Ginyard getting the best of Jackson here in the 3rd round. Ginyard measuring up Jackson and coming in with a right and a left comb. Another right and a left and a right. Tying up Jackson, and the referee breaks them apart. Ginyard now seemingly confident. She's in control of this fight and her destiny. Landing, scoring punches with the left and right combination and backing off. And that ends the fight. And I believe we're going to see the judges rule Kiana Ginyard the winner. At age of 12, this will up her record to 13-4. Irish Jackson will probably fall to 3-6.
Why did Hardee's make their mouth-watering original Frisco burger this month's sandwich of the month? Well, let's just say if you haven't tried grilled San Francisco-style sourdough, you haven't lived. Plus, there's something about a big burger with tomatoes, 2 strips of bacon, and 2 slices of Swiss cheese on grilled sourdough bread that always makes burger lovers stand up and take notice. Hardee's delicious original Frisco burger, the sandwich of the month. Big taste, little money, and that's what people want.
The Surf Club on Fort Myers Beach is proud to be a sponsor of SJC Boxing and welcomes all of the out-of-town boxers and visitors to Fort Myers Beach and the Bay Oaks Recreation Center. We at the Surf Club support SJC Boxing in their efforts to give all these young men guidance, direction, support, and encouragement. We firmly believe that the future lies directly in the hands of our youth. The Surf Club, 1204 Estero Boulevard, Fort Myers Beach.
And we'd like to thank sponsors for tonight's fight. The Surf Club of Fort Myers Beach, Jones Intercable Channel 12, New Country 109 FM, CVI Cablevision, WBR, and special thanks to you over at WBR 7. They'll be broadcasting this game. And in a couple fights, we'll be drawing a winner again for the Atlantic City fight of Evander Holyfield and Ray Mercer next week. We're going to be sending somebody on a plane and housing them at the Chump Regency Plaza. Did I say Chump? I mean Trump. I'm just jealous. 2 tickets to the fight. And here they are, the winner of this fight about to be announced. If Ginyard can only get her ahead, Mac. Yes, indeed. Kiana Ginyard, the winner on a decision. She had Jackson in trouble a couple of times, In the fight, she received a standing 8 count, all but assuring victory for Ginyard.
Remember playing the game of cowboys and Indians when you were a child? The games were always a lot of fun. Now the Seminole Indians invite you to play some grown-up games. The great Seminole Indian games like real poker, fast-moving 7-card stud, or Texas Hold'em, $10 pot limit games. It's the only game in town. So come play the great Seminole Indian games at the new Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee.
The Surf Club on Fort Myers Beach is proud to be a sponsor of S.J.C. Boxing and welcomes all of the out-of-town boxers and visitors to Fort Myers Beach and the Bay Oaks Recreation Center. We at the Surf Club support S.J.C. Boxing in their efforts to give all these young men guidance, direction, support, and encouragement. We firmly believe that the future lies directly in the hands of our youth. The Surf Club, 1204 Estero Boulevard, Fort Myers Beach.
SJC Boxing continues at Fort Myers Beach. Welcome back. I'm Charles Hidalgo and joined by Stephen J. Canton for the second of our young ladies boxing tonight at the Bay Oaks Recreation Center. Veronica Elliott wearing the blue shirt with purple shorts, boxing out of the red corner, and in similar garb but with black trunks in the blue corner. It's a Micah Sloan. Micah chasing Elliott around the ring here early in round 1. On the attack, it's Sloan backing up Elliott against the rope, overpowering
These girls are teammates in the gym, but they come out here for real in the fights.
Micah Sloan holding no punches there, running right at her teammate, Veronica Elliott. Now the referee separates and they get back together again for the fight to resume. Sloan in the back, black shorts. Elliott being cautioned once again, taking a standing 8 count. It looks like she may have received a punch to the face as she's holding her face. The referee, Dennis DeBond, now taking a look and having the doctor take a look to see if she's okay. She may have actually been stunned.
Yeah, or it might be something with her left eye. She might have had a thumb in the eye or something. And they waved it off. There might be a thumb in the eye. And you want to be safe with these guys. Better be safe than sorry. And they're going to tend to that, make sure she's okay.
Yeah, I noticed her eye was like kind of shut there, but it wasn't because of a punch. Sometimes the thumb from the boxing glove will get in the eye and cause a little bit of dirt to get in there or something, and that could cause some problems. So she's got her head down in the corner. Not off to a good start in this fight, but the referee, what's that, the fight's over? They call it? Over. Oh, it's obviously a win by Micah Sloan. Sloan wins this fight on the technicality of the fact that, well, actually, based on the way that the doctors...
Charlie, and there was a change. Sloan did not fight. They changed and switched, and that was Nakia Medeiros in her place.
Oh.
There was a question on what happened on the rules, and Sloan was too old to fight. You want to have 1 year up or 1 year down. So what the Cincinnati team did is they put Nakia Medeiros, who was 13 years of age, and put her in Sloan's place.
Well, that's all fine and well. Thanks for telling me, Steve. I mean,
I was informed that of myself, but again, it was the officials that did this in order to ensure safety for the fighters.
After I gave that fine build-up for Micah Sloan now.
Hold on before you know.
Well, that fight was called. What was the reason for that? What would you say, Mr. Referee?
No, I think she just really didn't want to go on.
Okay. The referee says she probably just didn't want to go on too much further. She was being overpowered and overmatched early in round 1, and that can be disheartening for a young fighter. So appropriately so, this fight stopped early.
We have Johnita Tompkins and Purcell Elliott.
So we'll go on with more fights after these messages from our sponsors.
Right here in Southwest Florida on the Seminole Indian Reservation in Immokalee, people are playing the great Seminole Indian games day and night. Games that turn money into more money, and they love it. Popular poker, lightning games, high-stakes bingo, and other exciting games of chance. A great place to win money and friends 7 days a week. So come to the new Seminole Gaming Palace and discover the new something exciting to do on County Road 846, 1 mile south of Immokalee.
Father and son moving and storage, modern moving, old-fashioned care. Family owned and operated since 1908. Your valued possessions are stored in our modern, climate-controlled warehouses. No job is too big or too small. Same-day service and senior citizen discount. For local or long-distance moving, it's Father and Son Moving and Storage. Nobody beats our prices.
Nobody beats Father and Son.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. S.J.C. Boxing at the Beach, being brought to you by the Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee, Gabriello's Italian Restaurant in New York, Hardee, Father and Son Moving and Storage, and S.J.C. Boxing also being brought to you by WPR7 and Jones Intercable Channel 12. Coming up, the 9th bout on the card tonight, Johnita Tompkins versus Vercel Elliott. In the red corner, it's Tompkins. In the blue corner, it's Elliott. Both boxers out of the Cincinnati, Ohio, Millvale Boxing Club and coached by Maison Kemp. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Tompkins is 16 years of age, stands 5 foot 9 inches tall, weighs 163 pounds. Vercel Elliott in the blue corner is 5 foot 4 inches, weighs 162 pounds. Tompkins is 0-1, Elliott is 1-0. Tompkins with the red, white, and blue headgear. Elliott in the white shirt. Elliott comes right out in a brawl here early in round 1. The crowd on its feet on the outside of the ring. And in the ring, it's a power combination punch. The rapidity of which the punches are landed is intense. Now both boxers break and perhaps catch their breath. They're eyeing one another up. And the referee now issues a caution to Tompkins. Elliott comes right at Tompkins. The aggressor landing a series of blows, backing up against the ropes. Tompkins comes out of the ropes with a big right and a left. And now another brawl ensuing here. A bunch of children outside the ring are loving this one. Perhaps fans of these two young fighters. The ladies going at one another with vim and vigor. There's a little stagger back. Tompkins now moving in. Pushes 2 hands to the face of Elliott. Oh, a big right by Tompkins lands or is blocked. Right at the bell by Elliott. A great first round, fast and furious action.
How do you like these female boxers from Ohio?
We gotta love these female boxers from Ohio, giving it their all. They're boxing 3 1.5-minute rounds. Now they'll take a short little break and catch their breath. And at the end of this fight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be drawing the winner for our trip to Atlantic City to witness the Evander Holyfield-Ray Mercer fight next week. 3 days, 2 nights at the Trump Regency Plaza Hotel. We'd also take this moment to thank some of our sponsors, CBI Cablevision, Jones Intercable Vision, New Country 109 FM. Yeah, Jones Intercable. I'm losing my vision. I think I've been hitting that too many times. The Surf Club of Fort Myers Beach as well. Round 2 about to begin. Johnita Tompkins and Vercel Elliott. Johnita. I think their parents wanted a boy here.
Round 2.
Round 2 underway.
Female boxers.
I'm having a great time watching these two young ladies give it their all.
They came to fight, didn't they? They came all the way from Ohio to fight down here in Florida.
Listen to the crowd get into this one. Elliott backing Thompson up against the rope.
Only Boxing on the Beach will present female boxing for the first time in the States. Joey.
I tell you, these young ladies do pack a punch.
You know what's missing? No body punches.
They're all going to the head.
It looks like there's an ample target there. They came to fight, didn't they?
Here in the middle of round 2 now, both boxers trying to compose one another.
And you know, they drove together down here. They're going to drive all the way back home, and they let them compete with each other.
Yes, what gets me, Steve, is the look in their eye. As they look at one another, you think they hate each other. But they're probably friends, but they are holding no punches back.
That's for sure.
Look at the look. It's almost a disdain and hate. You're right, they're going for the head.
It's a good thing Big George Foreman's going to retire. They probably want to get in the ring with him.
Elliott now taking a few hits from Thompson. Elliott may have won that first round. Thompson is coming right back. She perhaps has an edge in round 2, making this a very close fight, Steve.
2. It looks like she's getting a little tired over there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
There's the referee, Dennis DeBond, issuing a standing 8 count. And he rules the fight over. That's it. What a showing by Johnita Tompkins in the second round as the referee, Dennis DeBond, stops the fight, awarding Tompkins her victory. She'll even up her record at 1-1. Vercel Elliott in the blue corner, now receiving some attention from her coaches, will fall to 1-1. You're watching SJC Boxing at the Beach. Saturday night at the fights will continue. And we'll be back with the drawing for our trip to Atlantic City right after these words from our sponsors.
Why did Hardee's make their mouth-watering original Frisco burger this month's Sandwich of the Month? Well, let's just say if you haven't tried grilled San Francisco-style sourdough, you haven't lived. Plus, there's something about a big burger with tomatoes, 2 strips of bacon, and 2 slices of Swiss cheese on grilled sourdough bread that always makes burger lovers stand up and take notice. Hardee's delicious original Frisco burger, the sandwich of the month. Big taste, little money, and that's what people want.
The Surf Club on Fort Myers Beach is proud to be a sponsor of SJC Boxing and welcomes all of the out-of-town boxers and visitors to Fort Myers Beach and the Bay Oaks Recreation Center. We at the Surf Club support SJC Boxing in their efforts to give all these young men guidance, direction, support, and encouragement. We firmly believe that the future lies directly in the hands of our youth. The Surf Club, 1204 Estero Boulevard, Fort Myers Beach.
Okay, that's our door prizes. Right now, I'm going to turn the mic over to Jones Intercable. Miss Mary Martin, I'd like to thank everybody here for coming out to the show.
Welcome back to SJC Boxing at the Beach. Saturday night at the fights continues. Being brought to you by the Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee. Call 1-800-218-0007. Father and son moving and storage. Gabriello's of New York. We've got 3 more fights on the card coming your way, but first we're going to break from the action and draw a winner for our Evander Holyfield-Ray Mercer fight in Atlantic City, a trip to 2, being brought to you by the lovely Mary Martin of Jones Intercable. Let's take a look and tune in on the action.
SJC Boxing is successful. Mary's been with us from the beginning and works tremendously hard to make this possible. You can see tonight's showing on the air next Friday, WJIC Channel 12. And here is Mary Martin. Thank you, Mary.
Thanks, Steve. I want to thank our sponsors first who make both the televising of this boxing possible and also the giveaway to the trip in Atlantic City. Obviously, Jones Intercable, WBR Channel 7, the Seminole Gaming Palace, Hardee's, Father and Son Moving and Storage, Gabriello's of New York Italian Restaurant, Cablevision Industries, the Surf Club, and New Country 101.9 FM. They've all made this possible. Now let's see who the winner's going to be. Okay, our winner is Rick Barba from Vermont. Congratulations, Rick.
Thank you very much, Mary, and congratulations on the drawing right there, our grand prize winner. Next week in Atlantic City. Just spend all your money on the slot machines. We've got two great bouts to follow.
Well, there you have it. We've got a winner for
our
our trip to Atlantic City.
In about 2 months.
And we're going to be going to a commercial break in just a moment. And when we return, it'll be Nick Tampio out of the Youth Center of Sarasota versus Rich Gallietti out of the SJC Boxing Club. A novice division matchup coming your way. Again, the boxing being brought to you by Hardee's Father and Son Moving and Storage, Gabriella's of New York, and the Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee. Phone 1-800-218-0007. Saturday night at the fights continues when we come back after these words.
Generations of delicious food and the sophistication of a New York atmosphere come together at Gabriello's. The many delicacies of Italy are now in Southwest Florida, waiting for you to enjoy. Authentic Italian cuisine, from tantalizing appetizers to scrumptious desserts and, of course, pasta of every kind. For lunch or dinner, Gabriello's is a dining experience from another world. Gabriello's of New York, minutes away from the Barbara B. Mann Theater, Fort Myers.
Father and Son Moving and Storage, modern moving, old-fashioned care. Family owned and operated since 1908. Your valued possessions are stored in our modern, climate-controlled warehouses. No job is too big or too small. Same-day service and senior citizen discount. For local or long-distance moving, it's Father and Son Moving and Storage. Nobody beats our prices.
Nobody beats Father and Son.
Seminole Bingo, here we come!
Mom, look, you only need 2 more numbers.
Why, here we come.
I-22.
Yes!
G47, G47, G47,
G47.
Bingo!
Seminole Bingo, where people win thousands all day long.
So, Mom, when are we going to Hawaii?
What do you mean, we?
I'd like to thank the Seminole Gaming Palace, one of our main sponsors for Boxing on the Beach.
Welcome back to Saturday Night at the Fights from the Bay Oaks Recreation Center on Fort Myers Beach. Coming up, Nick Tampio, a 21-year-older out of Sarasota, versus Rich Gallietti. He's 22 years of age. Let's take a look at the tale of the tape for these two young fighters. Nick Tampio, 21 years old, stands 5'9.5" weighs 151 pounds, and has a 69.5-inch reach. 22-year-old Rich Gallietti, boxing in the blue corner, is 5'8" tall, weighs 154 pounds, and has a 73-inch reach. Rich Gallietti making his ring debut. Nick Tampio sporting an 0-1 record, looking for his first amateur victory. Two fighters touch gloves into the center of the ring, and the action about to get underway in round one of this fight. Steve, the start 2-minute round, right?
Right, and here we go, Charlie. Tampio, this will be a second bout. He fought on the beach a few months back, lost a decision to Jeff Ferrara from Port Charlotte. Rich Gallietti is making his debut. He is from the Fort Myers boxing team, SJC team. He's from New York and moved to the area recently. And here he goes in his first bout.
Tampio starting out the fight with a series of left jabs.
Right, they need to settle down and relax a little bit. Both fighters are tight. As the bout progresses, I know it's going to get a lot better. Gallietti trained with us, Charlie, about 1.5 years ago for a short time. And before he had an opportunity to box, he moved to New York. And just returned recently, moved back to the area again.
And the referee, Dennis DeBon, giving caution to Rich Gallietti for the hold.
Right, they're tying up a little bit too much. A little warning for keeping his head, needs to keep his head up. He's got them down
that time the warning went towards Nick Tampio. Tampio again tying up Gallietti before delivering some rabbit punches to his back. Or they're being received by Gallietti, that is. Gallietti gets at Tampio. Tampio tying Galli up against the ropes. Now another word of caution towards Tampio. Tampio in the black shirt with gray trunks. Gallietti wearing all black. Richard Gallietti, correction, not Gallietto. Gallietti is age 22, born in New York City. Boxing out of the SJC Boxing Club, trained by Larry Willis Sr. Started boxing just a year ago, and is a graduate of the University of Southern Florida with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in criminal law. Right now, he's just a carpenter who boxes on the side with you, Steve, and the SJC Boxing Club. His uncle's a retired Golden Gloves boxer. Enjoys weightlifting and tennis, and Rocky Marciano's his favorite boxer.
Okay, what I was wondering, is he a retired Golden Gloves boxer, or is he a retired individual who was a Golden Gloves boxer? Did you get the information there, Charlie?
That may be unknown.
Just curious about that.
And again, referee DeBond separates the two fighters, issues a caution, and the fighting ensues here late in round one. Round one winding its way down. Both fighters distributing their streaks of aggressiveness in this round. Hasn't been dominated by either fighter, but a good contest so far.
And that's the end of round one.
A nice end for round one. Again, they grabbed each other in a clinch, and some tough little rabbit punches were administered to each other's body. We've seen that quite a few times. And the referee now issuing the boxers back into the corners because that fight ended on the warning for the hold, which occurred maybe one too many times for the liking of referee Dennis DeBond. Taking a look at Nick Tapio, the 21-year-older, born in Cranston, Rhode Island, boxing in the red corner. And out of the Youth Center of Sarasota. He's trained by Harold Weiland and started boxing just 2 years ago at the age of 19. He does attend the University of South Florida and works as a part-time waiter. Nick Tapio became involved in the sport because he wanted to experience it and become a tougher person. Build that mental and physical toughness. He also is a triathlete, riding the bicycle, swimming, and running the marathon. We're in the beginning of the second of 2-minute rounds, three 2-minute rounds. Now both fighters being cautioned for the clinch once more. And Tapio goes right into it, and again, this time he receives a warning. And now they're brought back together again. Tapio trying to... Oh, he received a terrible shot to the jaw. Oh, there's a knockout. He is down for the count, I believe. Nick Tapio received a strong blow to the head there that just took him out. Gallietti, he's got fire in his eyes. He senses a win here. He's going to go give everything he's got now. That's it. A leap in the air, a decisive win, a knockout by Richard Gallietti, the winner from the SJC Boxing Club. Rich Gallietti. Very tough fighter there. Asked once to describe his toughest fight to date. He said, what? Socially or in the ring? The guy likes to party. Strengths are his speed, as he easily distributed speed and agility in defeating Nick Tapio. He claims his weakness was inexperience, Steve, and he certainly showed a little inexperience in that fight.
Right, he got
but
caught.
A powerful right there.
Yes, and he got, I'll tell you what, Gallietti is an impressive debut as far as the right hand, the power of the right hand. He's got a lot to learn. He is a hard worker. He's going to go a long way because you don't teach power, Charlie. You teach finesse and skill. He does work hard. The finesse and skill will come. The power is there.
Rich Gallietti of the SJC Boxing Club ups his record to 1-0, his first professional victory. Nick Tapio falls to 1-1. And SJC Boxing at the Beach continues. We'll have more from the Bay Oaks Recreation Center when we come back after these messages from our sponsors.
Why did Hardee's make their mouth-watering original Frisco burger this month's sandwich of the month? Well, let's just say if you haven't tried grilled San Francisco-style sourdough, you haven't lived. Plus, there's something about a big burger with tomatoes, 2 strips of bacon, and 2 slices of Swiss cheese on grilled sourdough bread that always makes burger lovers stand up and take notice. Hardee's delicious original Frisco burger, the sandwich of the month. Big taste, little money, and that's what people want.
Father and son moving and storage, modern moving, old-fashioned care. Family owned and operated since 1908. Your valued possessions are stored in our modern, climate-controlled warehouses. No job is too big or too small. Same-day service and senior citizen discount. For local or long-distance moving, it's Father and Son Moving and Storage. Nobody beats our prices.
Nobody beats Father and Son.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. SJC Boxing at the Beach continues with the final bout of the evening. We've just been informed that the fight that was scheduled on the card, the 11th bout of the evening, has been scratched. One of the boxers apparently did not make it. And that was SJC Boxing matchup. So with that out of the way, we move to the final bout of the evening between Mike Stafford of Cincinnati, Ohio, boxing in the red corner, and in the blue corner, it's Mike Ortiz out of Hollywood Police Athletic League. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for these two young amateur fighters. Mike Stafford, age 16, 5 foot 10 inches tall, weighs 138 pounds. Versus Mike Ortiz in the blue corner, age 24. Has a 5-win, 6-loss record, weighs 133.5 pounds, and stands 5 foot 4 inches tall with a 65.5-inch reach. So we don't have the reach on Stafford, but there is a 6-inch difference in these fighters. Mike Stafford wearing the white shirt with black shorts, a tall and lanky fighter, comparatively so when taking a look at the short and stocky Mike Ortiz. At 5 foot 4, both boxers, well, weigh 130-something pounds. Ortiz, the more experienced boxer, as I don't have the tail of what Mike Stafford's record is. Let's take a look at what Mike Stafford has to say about himself, as I interviewed him earlier today. At age 16, out of Cincinnati, Ohio, boxing out of the Millvale Boxing Club, trained by Mazon Canton, Michael Stafford Sr., his father. So his father is the coach of the boxing club that is represented here from Cincinnati, Ohio tonight. He attends the Weston Hills High School. I'm not sure what grade he's in, but a friend of his and his father got him into it, and he likes it. His favorite boxers are Roy Jones and Tyson. So far to date, Michael Stafford said his best fight, he's had about 60 or so, so that tells me that Mike Stafford is an experienced fighter. He was the National Police Athletic League champ in 1994. He lost, he said what he thought was his best fight in Peoria, Illinois at the Regional ABF Championship. Stafford felt he won the fight, but the decision went the other way. That was a tough loss for him as well. He likes to think his jabs, his strengths staying outside of the fighter are his weaknesses. And in the blue trunks, white shirt, it's Mike Ortiz. Black trunks, white shirt, Mike Stafford. Stafford's that tall reach. Ortiz is going to get inside.
Yeah, Ortiz needs to get a little bit lower. He's a little bit upright. He should take his height and use it as an advantage, Charlie. He's short to begin with, giving away about 6-7 inches in height.
Yes.
What he needs to do is he needs to get lower than what he is, which would be a more difficult target. He's a tough kid. He needs to just get on the inside and work that body. Right now,
Ortiz doing an excellent job of bobbing and weaving, avoiding those long jabs from Mike Stafford, getting inside and landing. He scored 1 or 2 rights to the face of Stafford so far in this fight. I'd have to give the edge early on to Mike Ortiz.
If Ortiz can also step to his left and throw those left hooks underneath, he'll be very successful with it on his southpaw.
Stafford scoring with a 1-2 combo.
Right, the key is in the feet. If Ortiz, as he did there, get his foot on the outside of Stafford, he'll have the advantage as far as position is concerned.
A hard right missing by Ortiz.
Good left hook by Ortiz. Stafford comes back with his right hook. I've been looking forward to this bout because it is an exciting bout, and I knew it would be.
It's a good matchup, these two fine young amateurs.
Right,
Here,
Stafford has won several national titles in the junior division. He's fighting now in the open division.
so these open divisions, Steve, are 3-minute rounds?
Yes, they are, Charlie.
The first 3-minute round fight we've had all
Tonight,
night.
yes.
And the last fight of the evening.
Right, what has happened, Cincinnati split their team. They had a show up there in Ohio. They are the top team in the country at the moment. They just won the team championship at the Golden Gloves Nationals. And they brought half the team down here, and the other half is in a tournament up in Ohio.
Here we are late in round 1, and it's going to be a close one, the score for the judges. Vic D. Wysocki, the referee in the ring. And the judges in this fight are Larry Steinborn, Riley Carter, and Dennis DeBond. So far here early in this fight, Ortiz has been the aggressor pursuing Michael Stafford around the ring. And Michael Stafford has done an excellent job of scoring with his long, quick jabs. Whenever you fight a fighter who's got that long reach, you can only get inside, try and do a little damage, and then get back out again. Ortiz seems, Steve, to be staying in once he gets inside. There was a little slip or a trip over the foot by Stafford, knocking him back.
Ortiz is through too many headshots. Like I said, use his size to his advantage, get lower than what he is, and work that body and slow Stafford down.
And instead of moving around the ring
as
well, Steve, he's actually going right at Michael Stafford.
And
there's no lateral movement.
He needs to go at him, but he should shift a little bit to his left and wing that left hook underneath. His fight's on the inside, and he's starting to wear Stafford down. He'd wear him down quicker with body work.
As that is
very
evident
effective from the outside.
You're right, Steve. It looks like Stafford is starting to tire here.
That's the end of round 2. Great round.
Late in the round.
The Surf Club on Fort Myers Beach is proud to be a sponsor of S.J.C. Boxing and welcomes all of the out-of-town boxers and visitors to Fort Myers Beach and the Bay Oaks Recreation Center. We at the Surf Club support S.J.C. Boxing in their efforts to give all these young men guidance, direction, support, and encouragement. We firmly believe that the future lies directly in the hands of our youth. The Surf Club, 1204 Estero Boulevard, Fort Myers Beach. Generations of delicious food and the sophistication of a New York atmosphere come together at Gabriello's. The many delicacies of Italy are now in Southwest Florida, waiting for you to enjoy. Authentic Italian cuisine, from tantalizing appetizers to scrumptious desserts and, of course, pasta of every kind. For lunch or dinner, Gabriello's is a dining experience from another world. Gabriello's of New York, minutes away from the Barbara B. Mann Theater, Fort Myers.
Remember playing the game of cowboys and Indians when you were a child? The games were always a lot of fun. The Seminole Indians invite you to play some grown-up games. The great Seminole Indian games. Fun games, not kid games. Serious money games with a real chance to win. Poker, lightning bingo, high-stakes bingo, and other exciting games of chance. Come play the great Seminole Indian games at the new Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee.
And a look of exaltation on the face of Mike Ortiz at the bell after the end of round 2. Perhaps he felt if he was behind on the card after the first round, he certainly won that round through his sheer aggressiveness. He came right at Stafford, did a fine job scoring rapidly, knocking him off balance at one time in the fight. Perhaps his foot played a part in that, but that's part of his game plan. He's getting in there and he's driving ahead with his feet, moving forward, being the aggressor, which in a close fight always works in your favor if the judges have to just say, well, the fighters scored just as many blows. Well, what's the next criteria used in selecting a winner? Look at who was the aggressor. And perhaps Mike Ortiz, boxing out of the Hollywood Police Athletic League, receiving some fine coaching in his corner, as well as Mike Stafford from Mazon Kemp over there in the red.
Here we go.
Round 3 of the final bout of the night. These two fighters about set to go. The winner of this round could be the winner of the fight. It's been that close so far. Mike Stafford.
There was so much action in the first round, I thought there were 2 in there.
And Mike Ortiz. Ortiz taking a little pop on the nose, but he bounces right back as it wasn't a hard one. There's one that almost reached his face, but he perhaps Stafford pulled that punch back a little bit too quick. Now Stafford using that arm reach to really keep Ortiz at bay. He hasn't been able to get inside and do that quick little series of damaging scoring punches he's been able to do like he did in the last round effectively. Ortiz so far has been quite passive.
There you go.
Now there's a scoring punch, but being cautioned by referee Dick Iwasaki for a low blow by Ortiz on Stafford. Fight resumes, and it looks like both fighters are beginning to tire as the blows are starting to be delivered a little sloppily.
Charlie Manfreder ringside.
Ortiz, again, round 3 coming to an end, and he's failing to display the aggressiveness that marked this is round 2?
Round 2.
Oh, correction. Round 2.
No, there was so much action in the first round.
I thought you,
2 rounds in 1 is what happened.
is that what it was? There was so,
Screw that up,
yeah, you said round 2.
Yeah, I messed it up. There was just so much action in that first round. It seemed like there was 2 of them in there.
Well, hey, I was my fault too. I wasn't keeping track either.
Well, I've been looking forward to this bout. It is a good bout, but see, now what's happening is Stafford's on the outside. Ortiz fell into that good combination because he was upright on the outside. He used to be lower on the inside. That's where he's successful.
It appeared Ortiz ducked a little bit there and didn't anticipate getting hit by a blow there.
Right. See, he's got too much head movement. I mean, head work. He's got to go to the body and low.
Break!
Ortiz having some problem getting inside here in the second round. There's a couple of body blows administered by Ortiz, but Stafford comes right back with a combination. A left, a right, and another right and a left by Stafford. Ortiz can only push away and try and work his way out of the corner. Oh, big right and a left missing by Ortiz. An uppercut by Ortiz graces the chin of Stafford. This is the first open division fight we've had. And I believe the boxers, well, no, they're still wearing 10-ounce gloves. That's the end of round 2. In a round that I would have to give to Mike Stafford.
Remember playing the game of cowboys and Indians when you were a child? The games were always a lot of fun. Now the Seminole Indians invite you to play some grown-up games. The great Seminole Indian games like real poker, fast-moving 7-card stud, or Texas Hold'em, $10 pot limit games. It's the only game in town. So come play the great Seminole Indian games at the new Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee.
The Surf Club on Fort Myers Beach is proud to be a sponsor of SJC Boxing and welcomes all of the out-of-town boxers and visitors to Fort Myers Beach and the Bay Oaks Recreation Center. We at the Surf Club support SJC Boxing in their efforts to give all these young men guidance, direction, support, and encouragement. We firmly believe that the future lies directly in the hands of our youth. The Surf Club, 1204 Estero Boulevard, Fort Myers Beach.
Father and son moving and storage, modern moving, old-fashioned care. Family owned and operated since 1908. Your valued possessions are stored in our modern, climate-controlled warehouses. No job is too big or too small. Same-day service and senior citizen discount. For local or long-distance moving, it's Father and Son Moving and Storage. Nobody beats our prices.
Nobody beats Father and Son.
Ortiz seemed a little more tentative in that second round, as I said earlier.
We'll be on the air next Friday. WJIC.
But Michael Ortiz does have his hands full as he's fighting the 1994 National PAL champion, Michael Stafford, who comes into this fight at 5'10", 138 pounds. Versus Mike Ortiz, who carries a much smaller frame at 5'4". And Stafford also has a little bit of weight, about 5 pounds, to his advantage. So Ortiz is after now getting some instruction from his coach, trying to figure out what he needs to do to perhaps pull out a victory in this fight, a fight that perhaps could be slowly tilting towards the way of Michael Stafford. As Ortiz did exhibit a fine first round, the second round was perhaps all Michael Stafford.
Charlie's bout is down to the final 3 minutes. And depends on which fighter can do their job. If Ortiz can get close and stay on the body, he can wear Stafford out. Now, if he stays on the outside, Stafford's in and out, like he's doing right now, then the advantage is all Stafford's.
You see Ortiz bobbing and weaving, but it was that tactic that got him hit on the head once by a low shot by Mike Stafford, who seems to be anticipating Ortiz's movement very well.
Yes, he's keeping the action on the outside with a lot of movement. That's his advantage. Ortiz has got to cut the ring, put him back on the ropes, and then he can take over.
You see him bobbing and weaving. Then receiving a blow to the side of the head. Which in that little exchange, again, I think Mike Stafford scored the better of the exchange there. Ortiz missing wildly on a lot of...
Right, see, Ortiz, first of all, is missing to the head. He shouldn't even be throwing head shots. He should be throwing body shots, and he'd win the fight.
You would think his corner would tell him the same thing during the breaks because he's been doing it the whole fight.
Yeah, his corner has been, but he's in the ring. He gets a little bit excited, and he's not really paying attention too much like he should.
Here late in round 3.
See, and he's already low, so while he's low, he should be working. What he's doing is he's low, and then he's straightening up to fire to the head, and he's moving his head up into the line of fire. And that's why Stafford catches when he's on the inside.
There's Mike Ortiz trying to exhibit a couple of uppercuts there to the body while they were in that clinch.
Every time he throws to the body, he lands if he knows. He's landing rights, uppercuts, hooks to the body when he throws.
But could it be too little too late, Steve, as Stafford just landed a hard left jab to the head?
Stafford's been piling up a big edge, but see, every time Ortiz bulls his way in, he's successful.
Well, there's Ortiz perhaps trying to trade jab for jab with Stafford, and that's not an appropriate strategy for a man of his short stature, for a man that tall. You can't trade jabs with a guy with a reach advantage. He's got to get inside. He's having some difficulty doing so. And Stafford showing no signs of wear or tear here late in the 3rd round. It's easy to see why he was the 1994 PAL champ.
Right. He's won several national titles. He's an excellent fighter. In the JO division now, he's testing himself in the open class and doing very well at it.
Once again, Stafford in the black trunks with white top. Ortiz in the blue trunks. Again, Ortiz and taking a shot to the chin. Stafford scoring 4 or 5 blows there. Now backing Ortiz into trouble. He could be into the corner. He is in some trouble as a shock raises his chin. Ortiz now gets knocked into the ring, and Stafford just breaking his way as the fight ends with a final flurry from Mike Stafford, who most certainly pulled off a victory with a fine exhibition of fighting. Perhaps one of the best fights we've seen this evening by Mike Stafford of Cincinnati, Ohio, and Mike Ortiz of Hollywood Police Athletic League. Most certainly, it was Mike Stafford getting the better of the two as far as points scored. We've certainly enjoyed having everyone out there watch us tonight, and the crowd here was more than supportive of these fine young boxers. The SJC Boxing Club, founded by Stephen J. Canton, who has put this event together, and they box every 2 or 3 months at this venue here at the Bay Oaks Recreation Center. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors this evening who've been so supportive of us here at Jones Intercable. Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee. Call 1-800-218-0007. High stakes bingo, gambling, a gaming hall, and slot machines, cards. A little bit of Atlantic City and Las Vegas in your own backyard. The Seminole Gaming Palace in Immokalee. I'd like to thank Hardee's Restaurant. Great hamburgers, french fries, shakes. Father and Son Moving and Storage. A Fort Myers institution. A family-owned and operated moving business. I'd also like to thank Gabriello's of New York. Fine Italian cuisine offered in a New York-style atmosphere. The Surf Club on Fort Myers Beach. Jones Intercable, Channel 12. New Country 101.9 FM, Cablevision Industries, and we'd also like to thank WBR, who are broadcasting this, as WJIC Jones Intercable Channel 12 is also bringing it to you as well. I'm Charles Hidalgo. I've been joined by Stephen J. Canton. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more great programming on WJIC Channel 12 and WBR 7. We'll be back with a wrap-up right after these words.
Why did Hardee's make their mouth-watering original Frisco burger this month's Sandwich of the Month? Well, let's just say if you haven't tried grilled San Francisco-style sourdough, you haven't lived. Plus, there's something about a big burger with tomatoes, 2 strips of bacon, and 2 slices of Swiss cheese on grilled sourdough bread that always makes burger lovers stand up and take notice. Hardee's delicious original Frisco burger, the sandwich of the month. Big taste, little money, and that's what people want.
Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Charles Hidalgo and Stephen J. Canton. We've had a great time tonight. Steve, it was a wonderful night of fights. We saw a lot of great young amateurs display fine athletic prowess and boxing skill in the ring.
We sure did, Charlie. We enjoyed it immensely tonight. We had some great JO bouts. We had some females for the first time in Florida. They put on a whale of a show, and we concluded with a tremendous open bout. So, yes, it was a great evening. We also had some fabulous drawings, and a lot of people left happy tonight, looking forward to the next show. We're looking for a date in July.
Steve, the SJC Boxing Club is in a transition period now. You have to move, I understand, from your present training facility, which is a great facility. It'd be tough to one to replace.
Yes, Charlie, definitely. We've been there for 3 years. We've got to find a new home. We only have till the 1st of June, and we do not have a place at this moment to move to. We've had many kids in the gym training. We had 95 or 97 kids last week training. They're back in the gym. School is winding down. A lot of the school activities are closing down. These kids will be in our gym instead of in the streets in trouble. We desperately need a place to move to because we have a lot of tournaments, a lot of shows coming up that they need to train for. If anyone has a building they want to donate to us, either temporary basis or can give one to us, we are a 501c3. There could be a big tax saving for that. Just if it's temporary basis, but we need a place to move to, so we're looking for one immensely, definitely needed.
And there's no doubt that it's very important that a boxing venue is available for these young kids, especially in Fort Myers. Provides a great outlet for them and a way for them to achieve mental and physical toughness, as well as stamina, determination, goal setting, all the good things that sports bring. And boxing is such a great sport because it pits an individual against an individual. Now, team sports have a lot going for it, don't get me wrong, but boxing is a unique sport in that it's mano a mano.
Right, what we like about it is not only is it an individual sport, but it also is a team sport, and we have that situation in the gym. We've got the amateurs as a great team. We have a great pro team beginning over there, and they support each other. And we'll be coming up with pro shows in the near future in addition to these amateur shows, so we do definitely need a gym in a hurry so we don't lose any time with these kids. We keep them in there off the streets training for these shows that we've got coming up.
Given the problems you have with the training facility at this time, what's next for the SJC Boxing Club?
Well, we do have a show in 2 weeks at Pembroke Pines. Tommy Torino is promoting a show on the 26th of May. We are planning to sending our team over there to compete. In June, there'll be a show in Tampa. July 8th, 9th, and 10th is the State Sunshine Games up in Gainesville this year. And we hope to have another show here at the beach around the 3rd or 4th week of July in addition. So we do have a lot of activity. We got to keep these kids off the street and training for these shows coming up.
And Jones Intercable, Steve, is always proud to give a helping hand and help out a great cause like the SJC Boxing Organization.
Thank you very much, Charlie, and all the great people at Jones and the listeners and the sponsors. If anyone wants to sponsor the shows with Jones, call me at 334-2105 or stop by at Jones Intercable. We need your support. We need your help. It's for the kids. Let's get involved and make it happen. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you very much, Steve. For Stephen J. Canton, I'm Charles Hidalgo saying thanks for watching and stay tuned to WJIC Channel 12 for fine programming 24 hours a day and WBR Channel 7 as well. Thanks for watching and have a good evening. See you next time at the fights.
Thank you.
are millions of reasons why you should not use products tested on animals. He's just one of them. Alternative methods do exist, yet some companies continue to use animals. You can choose to make a difference. You can help stop their suffering by using cruelty-free products. Find out which companies do and do not test their products on animals by contacting the National Anti-Vivisection Society at 1-800-888-6287. Together, we can make a difference for the animals.